Hello everyone, this is Beata from Beata English Coaching and welcome to Ignited by English. Today I am with Mirela.
Hello.
And you are going to listen to another interesting and inspirational story. And it's not only about success, but it's also about failure. And sometimes we don't talk about and failing or not achieving what we want. But today I will definitely talk about this as well. So first things first, could you please tell us something about yourself?
I moved into the UK in 2015 with my family. In Romania, I've studied French, so I got a French degree in French language and literature. I used to teach French in Romania, but I taught only for 3 years. The last 5 years before our arrival into the UK, we used to have a mushroom farm.
Whoa, mushroom!
Yes.
You had a good life. Why did you decide to move to England?
Yes, that's a good question. So we had a very good life in Romania. I can't complain about anything, actually. Our supplier, the mushroom were growing in a special soil, and our supplier just shut down without any notice before. So we shut down in July 2015. And yes, that was the end of it. But we didn't have any plans. We were like, what are we going to do now? Our decision to move to England was taken because of a family friend.
How old was your daughter?
My daughter was 9 years old.
And what about your English?
Yeah, that's good. In school, I studied only French and Russian. I've never studied English in Romania.
And your daughter?
And my daughter, she didn't study English at school at all.
So when you came to England,
yes,
you spoke zero English.
Zero
or
English.
limited English. So you were brave.
Yeah. Yes, I would say that.
And so what was the biggest struggle or the challenge, you had to overcome when you came?
The biggest challenge was my English language. I had to set up all my contracts with all the providers, the internet provider, the water provider and everything, the council. And when I found them, I discovered that I wasn't able to have a discussion in English with them.
What did you do?
I just hung up. I hung up and I cried, to be fair. That was giving me motivating me to go and do something about my English, because I was reading magazines and one day I found an announcement. So a nursery was looking for someone that is able to teach French in a nursery. And with my limited English, I called the nursery. And yeah, I went over there and that helped me a lot with my English skills, because working with the little ones, I had the chance to pick up.
And I know you have an interesting and funny anecdote that you experienced with the little ones.
Yes, I got one. So I was teaching a little group, a small group. We were playing a word game, and I was showing them cards with images on a card, and on the card I had a sock. So a lovely girl was telling me what's that image, and I asked her, what are you doing with a sock when it's dirty? And she was really, we wash it. And I jumped in and I said, all right, if you wash it, you put it in a dishwasher. And she was very kind, and instead of being like rude to me, she was like, oh, you know what, Mirela, in my family, we call it washing machine. I was like, oh, thank you for that.
Oh, so she didn't, embarrass you. She didn't put you down.
No, she didn't. She was very kind.
Yeah, very clever little girl.
Clever, yes.
So what are the highlights of your life in the UK so far?
I applied to obtain my QTS in the UK because...
So QTS is a qualified teacher
status. Yes. And also... I wanted a challenge in 2019.
Yes, that was something completely different, wasn't it?
Yes, it was completely different. Oh, I need a challenge. Even if I'm going to change direction, I need a challenge and I need something to do, but I need to be trained. I need to be taught to do it properly.
So what did you apply for?
So I found a very interesting program in the police, and I applied and I've been given the job. So yes, that was an achievement for myself. It was a very good way to show myself that I can do things that I've never dreamt of.
I think here I can only say that it doesn't matter how old you are and you are thinking of changing your career completely, it's never too late. It's never too late. You only need to have the right mindset and the courage to do it.
Yes, if you work hard and if you believe in yourself, if you trust yourself and your skills, you can do everything.
Just go for it.
Go for it, yeah.
Which is worse, failing or never trying? Because I know you are no longer with the police.
Yes.
And so which is worse? Failing? Did you fail? Do you see yourself that was a failure, or you tried and that's why it was successful, because you tried, you went for it?
Yes.
How do you see it?
So I would say was a success for myself because I went for it and I got it.
Yeah, and I think the main thing is that you may have a dream or you want to achieve something, and you go for it, you try it, and then you realize later that, you know what, this is not for me. But I think the best thing is that you need to try it, because you can forever be dreaming about it. And then when you are dying, and you will think, I should have done it, I should have tried it. So that, I think that shows, and that proves that.
That's definitely, that's true, because if I would say, oh, I can't do it, it's too hard, but I tried it.
Yeah.
For me, it was very interesting process of learning different things, much committed to things, and was very good.
Okay. When you came to England 6 years ago, your English was very basic, limited, you struggled, you cried.
Yes.
And now 6 years later, look at you. What motivated you to learn English?
What motivated me? I wanted to speak the language without worrying about things, about am I saying this right? Even now, I got moments when I'm like, oh, is it right? Is it not right? But I'm not worried as much as I used to be worried before.
What are your 3 top tips? So, yes, and the advice to people who are learning English from your experience.
Yes, so I would advise people to watch TV in English, go out with, try and socialize and go out with native speakers, and try not to worry too much about learning English, because you just have to trust yourself and try not to worry too much.
That was lovely, thank you. And how has all this changed you? You've been through a lot, you've achieved a lot, you've experienced different things.
I feel like my confidence grew a lot, my self-confidence, since we moved into the UK. I got the ability to interact with people even if I don't know them. So yeah, it is much easier now to talk to people and to say what I think about things. What is the most beautiful thing in the world is I still have things to learn every single day, because we moved into a different system, and I still have a lot to learn about the system, about England, about to understand things, how things work, and yeah.
And what impact, this is a very deep question, what impact would you like to leave on the world?
That's a good one.
Yes. Yes.
Try to love yourself as much as you can.
Gosh, that's not easy.
It's not easy,
but
because
very important.
Yeah, because we tend to be harsh on ourselves. We tend to criticize ourselves. We tend to be like our worst enemy.
Gosh, yes. Yes, can you listen to this? This is very, very important.
If you love yourself, you would be kind to everyone else. You would love everyone else. I know it's difficult. It's not easy.
But it starts with ourselves.
Yes,
the
definitely.
change
So the
starts
change
with ourselves.
comes inside of here. And if you do it with yourself, you can do it with everyone else.
That's beautiful. There is nothing else I don't think we can say to this one. That was such a beautiful ending to this interview, Mirela. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
I
you.
wish you all the best. I know you are going back to teaching, so I wish you,
Thank you
all
very
the
much.
happy and motivating students and that you will make an impact.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, Beata.
Bye. Thank